Hello friends, welcome to Kalyug QA. Today we are going to talk about how to crack interviews easily, whether it's manual or automation. There are certain things if you will know, then it will be easy for you to crack any interview. I have given lot of interviews, and many of the interviews I have been selected every time. So there is a one skill, or there are certain skills other than the knowledge. So I will say that 40% or 40% of your knowledge will be helpful, and 60% of your convincing skills are important. So first thing is important that you have a proper communication in and command in English. If you want to go higher for 10 lakh, 20 lakh, more than package, your communication skills should be good enough. Either it's writing, or it's listening, or it's verbal skills. So your English skill should be must first, then only you will be able to convince the people in the interview. So first thing they will ask you the whenever any interview starts, so they basically starts the interview with the manual concept. They also want to know that whether you are good in the communication, good in the basics of the manual testing, because whether you are doing giving interview for automation or all, they just want to know you how basics you know. So in basics they generally ask to regression testing, SDLC, STLC, bug life cycle. They also ask you some mobile testing scenarios. They also want you to create the test cases. Any of the scenario they can give, and they want that. Sometimes they give you a pen. You have to write the test cases for this pen. So you have to think about the positive, negative cases, utilization of the pen as well. So this way you can you have to first show your manual skills to the person, that you have the clear understanding of the manual testing. Then the second one they want is your automation experience. So they want to understand that how comfortable you are with the automation. They don't want you to give the whole knowledge of, because obviously in half an hour or 1 hour they cannot judge you. So they just want you that you know the basic of structure or logic of behind any automation tool. Like in Selenium or Java programming, you know that it's a functional testing part. So they just want to check whether some basic commands or basic rules of Java, whether you are using in Java. I am using the Java. So Java basic concepts about, so you can easily read about Java OOPS concept, object oriented concept. There are 5 to 7 object oriented concepts. So if you know that, and person will be convinced that you know something about that. So when every time it's nothing that you have to give all 100% skills they will provide you, because as a QA they know that you are not that much aware of Java as a core Java developer will be. So you have to show your skills that you know Java as per the QA perspective. You know the Java and Selenium based on that. So it will be required like 40 to 50% you have the current knowledge of that. You should be aware about the Selenium commands. You should be aware about certain commands they can ask you, which are easily, because every code they cannot ask you, but they know that there are some simple commands like driver.get, HTTP. So these basic commands they can ask you. And if you have worked in the automation, so they can ask you some question like they said, what if I don't write HTTP in the driver.get command? So what will happen? So if you will say no, URL is fine, or you will not write HTTP, so it will work or not. So if you have really worked on that, then it will show you that it will not work if you do not put driver.get http.google.com or HTTP inside that, because URL is completed by HTTP in the Selenium also. So if these basic things, some tricky questions they ask you about, if you have really helped, they can ask you that have you installed TestNG every time. So configuration knowledge, one thing I want to share with you, that one of my colleague has got selected in our company, but when we have seen that, so he or she doesn't have the configuration knowledge of the Selenium. right? Configure, how to configure the Selenium. So we have provided, and she don't know how to build path, how to add jar files in that, where is that. So these basic configuration skills you will have to know, right? Because maybe commands are some commands you don't know, that is fine, you can Google it. And also but configuration level things you have to do in your machine. And there are certain things and in the environment variable, sometimes JDK errors, class path areas. So these only can be solved if you have the knowledge of the configuration. So every time you know, you have to understand about the configuration of the Selenium, right? How you build Selenium project from scratch. You are adding a Java project, you are adding build path, you are adding using Maven. So these techniques you have to know, because if everything will be ready made, you will be easily, anybody can run the program by using the commands. But the main concept is the configuration part. So either you know Java, either you Selenium, either you know JMeter, SOAP UI, any tool, the basic configuration, scratch from installing it, from downloading from site to install it and make it ready for running condition. These basic configurations are very much important in the interview. So you have to know about that you know the basic configuration, how to configure Selenium in that. So that will be very much plus point, and the person will know that you know the configuration, because everybody can run code easily on a pre-installed Eclipse and configured machine, but it's very hard because there are a lot of version change. And also every time try to configure Selenium every time, right? Try to update the libraries on, because if some libraries will be updated, your code will not run. Even if you write simple Java code, that will not run if configurations are changed. So always try to get the configuration point of view knowledge. So that will be very beneficial for you. As well as they want to know certain skills, that if you are working as a QA, how is your situation handling capacity. So in the interview they give you certain cases, certain conditions, that if developer is not convinced that it is a bug, so how you will convince him, right? This is a basic core question they know, because every time developer will not agree that this is a bug, he will say no, it's not a bug. So how you convince them without making any noise in the company, or without making any affect the project, right? So what are the ways you handle? So these type of questions are also asked. So you have to speak that you will convince the developer by the artifacts, by the documents. If developer is not considering this as a bug, so you will provide him the facts, because if you will have facts, obviously project manager and everybody will understand your thing. But if you don't have any facts, then nobody will understand either you are correct. So you have to convince him by the documents you have, or you have to convince him by running in your machine. You have to convince your project manager. So this way you can convince a developer, right? And if second situation is there, if any bugs after you have deployed, the post deployment has done. Now if that bug has appeared in the post or live environment, what you will do? So they generally know that, okay, what can I do is so nobody has answered that, okay, we will find that bug is there, so what can we do, right? So the main answer is that if the fault is there, thing has passed, the snake has gone, right? So what you have to do is, next time you don't have to repeat those cases, or next time you don't have to repeat such mistakes. So they just want to hear that if you have done mistake, obviously the mistake is done, right? But what you will do to, as a precautionary measure next time, so you don't perform the same mistake again. So for that you have to say that we will update our test cases for such type of cases. We will add that cases in the regression suite, right? If anybody don't know regression, I will provide all the details on the regression testing and all. I'll provide you easy examples that you will cover in your exam or in your interviews, so it will be helpful. The third thing is important is the ISTQB foundation level testing certificate. If you have this basic level certificate, that's enough. You don't have to do advanced level or semi advanced level. You don't have to do those levels. If you have basic level on your resume, the logo is there, then it's very much impressive for you, because everybody right now in the market, they want just ISTQB foundation level. So that fees and everything structure I will provide you. I will provide you how to prepare for ISTQB and clear, because in 5 to 6 days I have prepared for the ISTQB and completed. So, and it was also when I had the career started after 1 year. So don't try to give exam in hurry, because it has a cost at that time 5,000, maybe it has increased. I will provide all you details about ISTQB foundation level. But if you have ISTQB foundation level, that is also international certificate, so you can write in your resume internationally certified QA, so that will be very beneficial for you. So always try these skills. So you have to convince the interviewer, your communication skills should be good, your manual testing knowledge should be good, around 50 to 60%. And if any question or any answer you don't know, don't try to fool the interviewer, right? Just say no, I have not experienced this thing in my career yet, that's why I am not aware, because everybody is not God, everybody don't know or doesn't know anything, everything, right? So you can just, but don't try to make foolish the interviewer, because he is there, and if he asks, he may have some knowledge. So try to agree your mistakes also, right? Try to agree your mistakes also. This is also very good skill, that you admit your mistakes. If you don't admit your mistakes, then it will be hard, right? So they because they also want to understand that you are a team player, and if mistake will happen, you don't blame to the team, you are capable that this mistake is done by me, right? So your convincing power, communication skills, your manual testing knowledge, and your automation little bit knowledge, don't know about full, but basic configuration and basic commands knowledge will be suffice for you to crack any interview. And even if you give 1, 2, 3 interviews, obviously you will be selected in one of that, because of these basic skills. And you will also know, and one more thing you have to do, whether any interviewer you are giving, just come back after the interview whether you are selected or not, but just list down all the questions. And there are a lot of sites, WordPress and all, there they provide the free blogs, so just write down those things on those free blogs, so it will be helpful for other people also. And also in future, if you want to go for interview after 2 years, if you have joined any company and you are working in, from 2 years, you want to give interview again, so you can refer that, okay, these type of questions I need to prepare again. So you will have, so always try to switch the company. I have created many videos, you can see the links, how important is it to switch the company in 2 years or 1 year span. It's important to switch the company to increase your package as well as the knowledge of the current market. If you are like, I have many colleagues who are still from 12 years 10 years of that, so they have the product knowledge, but they don't know about the current technology, current market. So you have to see that you are more upgraded, and it will only when you jump from one company to another, another to another, you will have more experience, more angle of thinking. So it will be good that you switch the company in 1 or 2 years. Don't stick to single company, because if that company will fire you, you don't have knowledge of other things in the market. And that doesn't come that you will see that, okay, I will read the news, technology news. No, nothing. Even if you go if you even don't when you don't go to any company and join different culture, you will not get any experience. So in 10 years of experience, I have knowledge of 6 to 7 companies, working of 6 to 7 companies, because I have changed companies a lot and still working for that, still providing trainings and all. So you have to don't worry about to switch the company. You have to switch, and I have created a good video on that, so you can search that how important it is for you to switch the companies frequently also, right? So hope you guys have understood the concept. Any skill or anything you want to know about the interviews, you just ask me. I will provide you key goals or key roles, like key rules to crack the interviews easily. Interview is nothing just to convince the other people. So you have to try to convince the other people with the you can say some people have 10% of knowledge, but they can show 90%. So it's good, you have to show case your skill, you have to showcase your skills in company also, because right now many things or many your QA is a bottleneck for every company. So you have to showcase your skill, because they also know that you are secondary person. Even the quality is the main priority, but they consider QA as a secondary. So always try to showcase your skill, even if you have 10%, then but try to show 100% to them. Don't afraid of saying that. If you are like one of the person was not able to give interview from last 4 years, because he was telling that no, I don't have knowledge of automation, but he has worked on automation, but he doesn't have the confidence. But he was telling that I have no knowledge of that. So you have to showcase. Even if you have 6 months of experience, tell 1 year of knowledge, 1.5 years of knowledge, 2 years of knowledge. That doesn't care, because even if person is a 10 years of knowledge, if he can miss the commands, he can miss any command there, because there's a automation is very vast. So don't try to hide your things. If you have for 6 months of experience, show it to 1 year. I have 1 year, so confidently say it. Don't worry about that. Confidently say it, I have 1 year of experience, I have 2 years of experience. Don't try to hide things. Don't try to fear out that somebody will think, oh, I don't have knowledge, I am 6 months of knowledge, but I am saying 1 year, so it will be bad impression. No. If you have, like for in general life also, if you don't if you know how to run the bike, then new bike will be provided by you. If you say no, I am new in bike riding, then nobody will provide you your bike, their bike to you to run that, and you will full life you will not be able to run any bike of any others. So you have to confidently say no, I can run the bike, even if you don't know that I know little bit, because accidents are happening from experienced person also. So you cannot say that experienced person will not do the accidents. So try to give 20 or 50% plus whatever you know about. If you know 10%, you have to say 40 to 50% I know about this. You have to do this false little bit statement. This is not false, but this is a confidence level. Otherwise, in right now current world, nobody will provide you job. Even if you are very good, honest, everything, nobody will provide you job, right? And you know that you have to survive. You have to survive your family also. So don't try to think that that person is I am honest, I am this, so person will give you job. No, little bit false things you have to say, because of to get the job, and you know that you will perform honestly. You will perform honestly, truly. So that is your, but at least you have to go inside first in the company. So try to think that whatever ways are important, you just try to put inside or try to get inside the company, then you will survive in that easily. But if you will say everything true to the interviewer, he will never give you chance to go inside, right? Because if you will go with Selenium, with Java, and you have read many commands, he will ask you a different question. He will ask different things, because you don't know Java fully, and whatever he knows you don't know. So you have to little bit more clever in the interviews to crack the interviews. So hope you will guys like this, and I know even single line will help you guys. So please support our channel. Thank you. Kaliuk, bye bye.